Yo, what's up? It's your boy Weasel back. Another topic. Trying to bring something to y'all at least twice a week, man, on this bike shit. We got a lot of people want to learn the lifestyle. So I figured, you know what, man, if you want to learn it, and some of us got a little bit of knowledge, man, we're going to keep on passing it on to y'all, all right? So don't forget, subscribe to the channel. It's OG Weasel. Then once, like I said, twice a week, I'll be bringing you a little something, man. So sorry about the whole graphics and all this. Everything ain't pretty. Yo, it's bike shit, man. Like, I ain't trying to be pretty, man. It is what it is, bro. But anyway, I was asked to talk about the structure of clubs real quick. So I'm going to take like 10 minutes. You can't really, dissect it like that in 10 minutes. But let me just give you like a quick view of the different tiers of this. And this way, we don't know what it is. By the time we finish talking about this, you're going to understand the structure of the clubs and the set, all right? First off, you got a lot of people, man, referencing wrong terms. If you don't know what you're talking about, just shut the fuck up until you learn. Then when you get that right, then come out with that lingo, this and that. So let me break this down. First off, the set. The set is the MC community for patched up members. You got different people moving on it. But when you put MCs together and they're having functions and doing stuff that we do, breaking bread and rides and all that stuff, that's when it's considered to be called the set. The regular community is just bikers in general doing straight biker stuff, man. The community is just regular bikers that consist of patch members, riding clubs, independents, everybody. Anybody that rides is part of the biker community, all right? So that's the difference right there. You got the set, which is for the MCs, and then you got the regular community, which is just everybody, which is the biker community, all right? So just make sure you get that, man, because a lot of cats are just making these wrong references and you're looking real stupid, but we don't want to, we don't want to have you like that, all right? So let's just go through the tiers of the club, all right? The tiers of the club, the structure of the community versus the set, all right? So I'm going to start from the lower level. You have the independent rider. We know what that is, man. That's just your everyday dude that just want to ride. He's kind of cool with some jokers in the MC. He moves on the set some. He's in the community, he's doing biker stuff, he's riding, but he doesn't want the politics of an MC. Independent is exactly what it is, independent. Now, if you're independent and you decide that you want to move on a set, my advice to you is at least be respectful enough to learn the basic protocol on the set so that when you're moving around, at least you can be respectful to brothers, if you're part of this or not. When you come to the set, it's expected that you have a general working knowledge of how the set moves and what's considered to be respectful in that regard, all right? So from the independent rider, the next step that we go to is the riding clubs. Okay, these are the jokers. And first of all, let me say this right here, man. If you're a riding club, don't do the vesting, man. Be respectful to the MC culture, man. If you're a riding club for a reason. You're a riding club because you don't want to deal with the politics, but you still want to be able to show association. Get yourself some shirts, some cohorts, get you some fucking matching socks or whatever it is, man. Don't disrespect yourself, the bros that you're riding with, and don't disrespect the community, man. Keep it neutral. Keep the vest off you, man. Stay neutral to the point so that you're identifiable, so there's no conflict. And if you're a riding club, then be exactly that. Now, what happens with the riding clubs, some riding clubs get kind of slick. They want to be on the set every week. And, basically, if you're trying to be a riding club and you're on the set every week, then basically you're posing as, you're like running an MC undercover because you don't want to admit to being an MC under a different name, but you're moving like an MC. So just be conscious of what you're doing. If you're a riding club, do what you said you do. And riding clubs basically are just dudes that just want to get together with like minds, do rides. Sometimes, they want to dance on the set. We all love the set, so it's all good. There's no reason why you can't come on the set. But as long as you respect it and know your position on the set, then it's all good. So the riding clubs are just everyday dudes wearing the same shit to show that we are together. Nothing more, nothing less. They don't like the politics. They don't want to get involved with dues and everything else in the hierarchy. They just want to do regular bike stuff. You know what? And I totally respect that because we all have different desires in this lifestyle. And everybody doesn't want to do the whole, protocol thing and this and that. So if you're doing the riding club thing or that is what it is, man. And since we're on that same level, it's kind of like I would probably say from that point we can go from the riding clubs to the motorcycle ministries. I respect every brother out there, man, because a lot of these motorcycle ministries are doing good things, man. So now I get the whole vesting. My advice to you, man, if you're doing the vest, keep the vest respectful. If you got the state and everything on it, man, don't rock out like that. Keep it respectful. Keep it a one patch. Keep the MM on the back so there's no miscommunicating who you are. And I think the average person that sees a motorcycle ministry, they know that, you know what? These cats is not on no nonsense. Yes, they will be on the set. They'll be off the set. They'll be doing different charitable work. Like, normally it's good people, man. There's a lot of good MMs out there. So motorcycle ministries, if you're hearing this, man, keep doing what y'all do. You definitely have a presence and a place in the MC, and there's a need for you. So even me, being on this and moving around for years and years, I saw the evolution of this come about, man. So I can appreciate the existence of the MMs. All right. So basically, same thing. A lot of them choose to wear the vests, and there's nothing wrong with that in my eyes. I haven't heard any conflict with it or whatever because it's an MM. But the biggest thing, if you're an MM, then present yourself as so. Don't try to thug it out and have the 20 chains on and misrepresenting yourself, because once again, it goes back to just be who you are. If you are RC, be an RC. If you're independent, then rock the way you should be rocking and show some respect on the set. If you're an MM, then y'all there spreading the word and you're doing positive things. Stay focused, all right? And let's keep it at that, all right? So moving up the ladder here, because I don't have too many minutes, but I just want to give you a little nuggets on every little section here. The next level is going to be the women's motorcycle club. I'm going to call it what it is. It's women's motorcycle club, all right? You know what it is, man. It's all females basically formed that wanted to unite, rocking the vest and everything else. And I'll say this, man, after being on the set so many years, I will have to say that the women's motorcycle club is probably the hardest one to maintain, because there's a lot of different attitudes, that's coming together, and sometimes it can be a challenge. I mean, there's a lot of successful ones out there, and it's a lot of ones that will come and basically dissolve within a year, and that's just where I've seen a lot of challenges in that part of the set. Basically you have the same rules that's associated with the set, because when they put the motorcycle club on the vest, then you're abiding by the same rules as the regular MC, so to speak. So you abide by the same rules. The female clubs, they are moving on set just like everybody else. My only thing is that, from what I've seen, it's hard to get longevity, in a all-female club because of the diverse personalities. And I support it, man. It's good to see diversity on the set and everything else, but I just see there's a lot of challenges associated with it. So if you're in the female MC, man, as long as you respect the culture, get yourself around some positive people that ride. You got to find like minds and see what it is before you commit to a patch, and don't be that person that got to start a new club. If you're in a situation and it's not working out for you, then you know what? Consider a co-ed club. Maybe you need a mix of types of riders, all right? So, there's nothing to elaborate on that. Female clubs are what they are. Keep your colors respectable colors, not rags. So you don't wear rags. Rags is a whole different designation. A lot of people using these terms. Once again, speak. If you're going to use the language and the lingos, that we use here, be respectful for certain terms, because certain terms mean certain things to certain people. We don't want to be disrespectful, in regards to references. So if you have your colors, do the right thing, man. Get the right patch set up. Take the wrong things off your back. I'm not going to get into all that, because this is not about that. That's coming down the line when I start to dig into some other deeper stuff. But what the setup should be. Keep the setup respectful, right? Next here, co-ed. Co-ed, that is as neutral as you can get. The co-ed club, the mix of the men and female, to get along, everything is good, you're moving right. These are the people that you'll probably see more clubs on the set, more nowadays. You'll see a lot of co-ed mixes. I think within the last 15, maybe 20 years, you start to see a little something was going on back 20 years ago. I just kind of watched how the set had changed from the traditional MC, then you start getting the co-eds because more chicks started getting to it. So, it is what it is, man. Once again, my only advice about that, the co-ed club, is that, things can be very enticing. You don't be trying to bone your club sister, your club brother, man. The whole club incest thing is not sexy, and what happens, a lot of times when you mix the sexes like that, it's a demise of relationships, and that's the biggest thing I have with that, is that if you're in a co-ed club, you definitely got to watch, who's coming through your door and how they coming in. Of course, you're going to have things that come in that look kind of good to you and enticing. Don't do that inside your patch. My advice to you is keep that negative attraction shit outside of your patch, because I'm telling you, it's all gravy up front, and history repeats itself, that 9 times out of 10, it ends, old girl or old dude ends up with another patch member in the same club, and it's always some BS that's associated with it, man. So the co-ed thing is what it is, male, female clubs, just rocking out on the set, doing regular stuff, like regular club stuff, man. It ain't nothing special about the co-ed club. It's just another tier in that. So going up the ladder here, man, we're going to go right to the traditional bike club, the traditional MC, traditional men's club. This is the shit that I really like, man. This is just bros, man. Nothing against having a mixed club, but these are just bros that just want to be with bros. Because the thing is, as men, man, as bikers, man, we just like to do what bikers do. Sometimes we don't want that I guess interference, or we don't want to have to behave or talk a certain way because we got people around us, man. So a lot of brothers, man, they're going to gravitate to like minds, and they just want all bros around so we can just do what we do without having to have a filter, so to speak, man. The traditional MC, man, I love the traditional MC because you're talking about brotherhood, man. When brothers get together, man, and they're on the same accord, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, man, where you can just rock out with no filters and just do what you do. And really, you can really dig into the culture, because a lot of times what's happening, man, some of these thorough clubs, they really get into the protocol thing on a whole different level. They take pride in being an all-male MC. Then, you got the whole Holly thing kicking in a lot of times, when you're doing this, man. So traditional MC, man, is all men. That's what we mean by traditional MC, because a lot of people mix it up and think that's a co-ed thing, and it's not, man. It's the standard definition of MC, men's club. You can't get no more traditional than that, man. And the next level from that, and what happens, let me just double back on that, man. What happens to a lot of times, man, when you get these really, really, really thorough MCs that really get into the lifestyle and they doing what we do on the road and, within a brotherhood, basically what's happening a lot of times, man, a lot of these clubs end up getting patched over to the one clubs, to the OMC side, because, the OMC see them, they're like, you know what, man? These jokers have groomed themselves, man. They've been around long enough. They live in a lifestyle, so like that, it's the next step for those who want to, elevate themselves on that level. But if you're a brother, man, and you just really want to get serious on a whole different level, like I said, every level is serious, no disrespect to no levels, but it's just like as the old saying is, there's levels to this, and I just gave you the tiers of the levels that as you progress through things, and sometimes you go right to a certain level, other times you like, you know what, you may start out as a co-ed and say, you know what, man, that's not really for me. Let me do a little something different, and get a little bit more focus on what I'm doing. And a lot of times when you're around your own type, it's easier to just do what you do without having to kind of like, soften up who you are or the way that you move. So traditional MC, man, I love it, man. It's a beautiful thing if it's managed the correct way, and if they respect the culture and follow the standard protocol rules about everything that's associated with it, then it's a good thing. And, like I said, a lot of these clubs, man, they do eventually, not going to say all of them, but a lot of them get conditioned and get exposed to the point that, you know what, it's so real that the OMC's looking at them, and that's kind of like, that's a respect thing, because if you look that way, then you know what? That means you've been doing something right. So peace to you, brothers, man. I appreciate that. Those that do respect the culture on that level, 100%. All right. So the OMC thing, man, we know what it is, man. You don't need to talk about that. That's your dominant. That's your ones, and that's a whole different topic. We don't talk about stuff like that online. How to respect for the culture. So if you want to know about that, then go down to your local dominant house and sit down with a brother, or just do some research, man. Talk to some real bros that really, really, really know what this is, what it's all about. All right. So basically, this is real simple, man. This ain't no extensive thing. This is more of just a simple breakout, man. If you see me out in the streets, yo, tug my shoulder. You know, we can really chop it up on this topic, man, because there's so much you can talk about in this culture. And a lot of times, man, it's just, you get caught up. Like, I like when I get out and you know, I'm on a set or I'm in the community moving around at different events. You meet bros, and man, brothers is thirsty for knowledge, man. And I love sharing stories, and I love when stories are shared with me, you know, and I love passing it on. People are like, yo, why do you want to talk about this stuff and share this, man? And I say, you know what? Because when I come out, I want to be able to enjoy it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? And this is the set, the community, man. Like, when you love this shit, you know, you appreciate it when it's right. You don't want to come out and see no circus stuff going on. So, you know, if you're doing this and you think that you need to be in a club or, you know, whatever it is, man, just try to figure out where do you fit in the equation. And once you determine that, you know what? Enjoy that shit, man. Like, enjoy it. And I have to say, respect it, learn it. A lot of jokers is just like moving around and don't care about learning it. When you learn it, man, when you start to inhale this, it becomes who you are. You know, when I look at, you know, you look at some brothers, man, you just ain't no doubt about it, man. They just got the look, man. They got the swag with them, man. You just see the whole body language, man. You know what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we all should aspire to kind of be that dude. If you're going to do it, then you know what? If you're going to be a biker, then be a biker, man. Do what bikers do. That's my old saying, is do what bikers do. Because there's a lot to this lifestyle that, you know, that you can get into, man. It's on the bike, it's off the bike. It's, man, I can't tell you the amount of time in a day. You know, if I take the amount of time in a day and the weeks and the months and the years, and then, you know, in the decades that, you know, I've just been making love to this whole set thing and this situation with this bike stuff, man, yo, it's a relationship that you would love, man, that would never go away, man. So anyway, man, I ain't gonna keep on talking about this, man. We're gonna keep it moving. If you got a topic, man, hit me up. Let me know what it is, man. We'll kind of, you know, touch up on it a little bit. You can't do it all on here because, you know, I mean, it is what it is, man. How much can you say in 10 minutes or whatever, man? So, it's your boy Weasel, man. Like I always say, shiny side up, man. Keep doing what you do, man. Stay focused and respect the set. 100.